Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mast X, and today I want to throw in my 2 cents on this whole Flip 2 cracking fiasco. And I want to tell you guys about what's happening here. And this is from someone who's actually pretty well qualified to talk about this because I actually work with all of these materials on a daily basis. For those of you who don't know, I actually run a very successful 3D printing business to where I use a lot of these different materials that these plastics are made from that are used in the Flip 2 and as well as many other devices. And I want to tell you why it seems like that more colors are cracking more than other colors. And why is it the black one that seems to be cracking the most? Well, in manufacturing, the more clear a plastic is, the more polycarbonate that you're going to use. Well, that is if you don't want your plastic to look very cloudy. Because if you are using a transparent plastic, you can't just use you can't use ABS because transparent ABS isn't actually fully transparent. It is very cloudy and it will look pretty awful if you're going to use it on something that you want to be transparent and you want to see through. So this pretty much explains why the ice blue Flip 2 is not cracking like at all, because it's very likely that that material that they're using for the plastics on that specific Flip 2 are made almost entirely of just polycarbonate and there's no ABS mixed in with the collar that they're using. And polycarbonate is about 2 to 3 times more strong than ABS. And on the black Flip 2s, they're probably using almost entirely ABS, which is why the hinges are cracking on those in record numbers because they're probably using little to no polycarbonate in the black Flip 2s. These are probably just using almost entirely ABS, which ABS on its own is actually pretty strong. It's just that they are probably not mixing in any polycarbonate at all with this plastic to strengthen it up a little bit, and it's taking a lot of stress around the hinge here. As we all can see, the cracks are forming on that specific spot. And the reason that this is happening is because, well, like I said before, it's using mostly ABS, and the ABS is going to crack more. This is why the Ice Blue Flip 2 is the one to get if you're going to be getting a Flip 2, because it's probably going to be made almost entirely of polycarbonate material, and it's not going to crack. So let's go over here to this other thread. Okay, here's the thread I'm talking about. Someone actually put together a nice little thread of different reports of people who had no cracks, a lot of cracks, or none at all. And I know that sounds weird saying that out loud, but as you can see here, the breakdown by different colors is pretty staggering actually. As you can see here, the black has a 54% crack rate from the reports in this thread, and following that would be the 16-bit version, and then you got the GameCube version behind that one, and finally the Ice Blue, with 28 people reporting that they had no cracks whatsoever on their Ice Blues. This correlates perfectly to what my theory is that the black version is using mostly ABS, the Ice Blue is using almost entirely a polycarbonate, and some colors in between this, like this 16-bit and the GameCube version, are likely using a pretty good mix of polycarbonate and ABS, but probably not using enough polycarbonate to strengthen the plastic up to prevent it from cracking. So this is why you see no reports of cracking from the ice blue version so far. That version is probably made of really strong and almost entirely polycarbonate. And so, like I said, if you're going to buy one, buy the ice blue one because that's the one that's probably not going to break on you. That'll probably last basically forever. Here's a close-up picture of somebody's hinge that they uploaded on Reddit. Really good picture, by the way. Um, as you can see, there's no cracks. There's no weird hairline cracks forming on the hinge to where all the other ones are. And I really like the ice blue one. You know, the more I look at it, the more that color's growing on me. So yeah, this is just my 2 cents. I just wanted to kind of explain why the black version is cracking more than the clear version, and it's all due to the types of plastic that are being used to make the shells of these devices. Like I said before, the more clear plastic is, the more polycarbonate it is going to use and it's going to have in it. And the more opaque, which means that you can't see through it, it's going to be made of mostly ABS, which ABS doesn't have the great strength that polycarbonate does. And this is just my theory, but I highly believe this is what is going on. This is very likely what the engineers at Retroid are going to be looking at. They're probably going to be strengthening up the plastic by maybe adding in more polycarbonate to the mix. If they have to change the color slightly to get it to be stronger, then I'm totally okay with that. If they wanted to just make it transparent black with more polycarbonate, that would be totally sick. But yeah, you guys leave me know in the comments below what you think is going on and your theories. And maybe if you have a cracked one or you don't have a cracked one, also put that down in the comments. But yeah, this is Masked X signing off.